Welcome back, adventurers. So today we're doing something that I've done before. Back when I was a kid, my parents would take us to all kinds of cool exhibits, attractions, theme parks that are now non-existent here in Central Florida and across the state of Florida. And today we're visiting one of the first ones that I remember visiting when I would have been about 7 years old, 6 or 7, somewhere in there. And very excited to be back to see it again. Combustion Gamer.
No.
He's done it a couple times before. We've been here a few times, but this is the first time we've had the opportunity to come and film it, and I'm very excited. So let me show you where we're at today here in Central Florida. So we're about to go and climb all 160 some odd feet of the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse. This thing is really cool. It's the third tallest lighthouse in the United States, the tallest one in Florida, and it's right here just south of Daytona Beach. And so without any further ado, let's go climb it, and then we'll show you all these other buildings that are around the property, but we're gonna go climb it first because, well, why not? So let's go. All right,
Always.
I'm good for almost. Alright, and now it is time to climb the tower. We won't make you watch it full regular speed. We'll speed it up for you. Let's go. We won't discuss this, but this is where Keeper died because he was running up to do the lights. Had a heart attack.
Wait, so see, that's the original kind of thing.
Yeah,
Not outside.
Okay, looking down right there. Can't do that one. There's the Fresnel for Fresnel lens. Rotating through this. There's first order, third order. It is an active aid to navigation. there's the hotel over there. We're gonna go check out in a few minutes. So we just finished walking up and around the top. We did it kind of quickly because it was very blustery up there. I was having to hold my hat, my sunglasses, make sure nothing flew away. But now we're gonna go check out the houses here on the property. Which one should we check out first? I guess this one. We'll go to the principal keeper's dwellings. This is right here in front of us. It gives a list of who the different keepers were. There's a William Rowlinski, an O'Hagan, a Lindquist, a Sisson, a Butler, and a Mayor. First one was in 1887. The last one was in 1943. And this is a searchlight from a destroyer of the First Fleet, World War II. Kind of figured it was. Very old searchlight. Let's see if this door lets us in. So, some of the life-saving equipment. This is breeches buoy.
It's in New York to Daytona. On the train.
From the Commodore, part of the telegraph cable. So this is what the keeper's house looked like, how it was set up. Today it's set up with more things to learn about. This is a canoe from the Seminole Indian, one of the ones that was built. That the original lighthouse in this area was actually called, it appears to be the 1835 lighthouse, but I think it was also called Ponce Inlet Lighthouse, if I remember correctly. But it was originally here, but unfortunately a storm, erosion, caused it to collapse into the ocean, thus why the lighthouse was built a little farther inland and taller to be able to be seen way out into the ocean. Major renovation was done on the lighthouse in 2001. I believe this is part of the original. So this is part of the main gallery, the balcony bracket. This is the original one. Some of this brick inside. They did a lot of restoration on the buildings. This is what the entrance would look like in 1970, or what it looks like now today. Much nicer layout there. This is part of the original railing for the lighthouse. Cool diorama of what the lighthouse building would have looked like. So I'm not sure the exact length of time it took to build the lighthouse. We'll have to read up a little bit more on that. But there was many principal buildings. Some of the buildings that are here, they're not all of the buildings that were originally on the property. Some of them were torn down different points of the history of the lighthouse. So some of them are different. It was illuminated, though, for the first time on November 1st, 1887. This is kind of the original sketch diagram of what it would look like. Let's see if it says the first one collapsed in 1836. And so many ships had wrecked in the late 1870s that there was a need for a lighthouse. And so it was strongly recommended in 1873 to build one. And it looks like on 1882, they appropriated about $30,000 to build one, just trying to figure out where. land was bought in 1884, and so 1886 the tower foundation was completed. So somewhere between 1885 and 1886, and the tower was approximately 100 feet tall on 1886, or August 31st, 1886, and then illuminated a year later in 1887. The cost of its construction was at the time only $200,000, which is crazy. You would think it'd be a whole lot more, but that was a lot of money then. You can see some different electrical elements that have been used. Neat. Learn about that. But this was like a life-saving area as well. So earlier we saw the bridges buoy that you'd be able to get in and be hauled to shore, which is pretty impressive. Oh, there's a little cubby hole. You can learn about lighthouses of the world. So little booths. You can kind of sit and learn about those. That's cool. What's in this one? And then another one as well. So both sides out there. Here are some different types of lenses. This is a portable marine beacon, an FAA code beacon made in the 1950s. Some aviator gear. A Charles Finch or Carlson Finch. A rotating searchlight, pretty neat. A very powerful lens or mirror there. This is a landing field floodlight. Oops, back too far. Try to do that. That's neat. And then a gyroscope, a BB France airfield beacon. Man, such powerful big lights. Oh, I hadn't thought about lighthouses for airplanes. Oh, that's interesting. I always thought I could think of them for boats, but yeah, for airplanes as well. Very interesting factor on that. So when you come to places like this, you get to learn not just about the history of like a lighthouse itself here in Florida, but you get to learn about the history of other elements that connected with the lighthouse and history, which is really cool and very important to learn about our history. These are some artifacts from the Volusia Bar Lighthouse, some pottery fragments down here, a bottle, some brass hinges, and some nails that would have been used for the lighthouse at Volusia Bar, which it was more inland here, it looks like, on the St. Johns River. And so that's really neat. They're telling information about not only the lighthouse here at Ponce Inlet, but also other lighthouses around the area. So the Volusia Bar Lighthouse was abandoned in 1943, and the last known elements of it are the stands it would have been on in the water, which is really neat. Oh, that's true. So, more buildings back there, and then the lighthouse, as you can see, the property is not that far away from the water. Come around, check out some of the other buildings. Ah, and then look at that! We get a fun view of the lighthouse. So cool! Just makes me so excited. Oh, good. There's little kiddos up there. Good for them. They climbed all the way to the top, which is pretty impressive because it is quite a climb once you get closer to the top. It's a little narrow. Steps get a little bit steep, but it is definitely worth it. This is the cellar for your own safety. Do not climb on the cellar doors. Perfect. But then you would have kept food and other supplies down in there. All right, let's go check out another building here. I don't think this one over yonder we can go into, and we cannot cut across the grass. Do not walk on the grass. That is rude to do. Over there is an administration building, which I do want to look at that boat. We'll go look at that in a second. But we'll go this way first and check out the Gladys Mayer Davis home. And this is a historic landmark. Ah, 1998. It became a historic landmark. It's been a landmark as long as you've been alive. Alright, so this house has been decorated as it might have been in 1890, and this is the first assistant keeper's dwelling. So there would have been the main keeper of the lighthouse and then assistant keepers, so that if the main keeper needed to go do other things, there was someone else who could do it. So this building is not open to the public to kind of be able to show you what it looks like without people disturbing things, sitting on things, breaking things. I don't know if you can see, but there is a blanket on the sofa thingy there that says United States Lighthouse Service. Is very cool. Very neat. You can peek through this window into a bedroom, like a child's bedroom. But this way they can keep it air conditioned really well, be able to preserve the artifacts, but you still kind of get a glimpse into what a home would have been like. Oh, they had no closets, so that would have been fun to keep things.
This is also the front door.
And this,
Directly into the bedroom.
that is strange, but it would made it easy for the assistant keeper to go from here to that lighthouse and be able to climb it really fast. So it kind of makes sense. Oh, that step drops funny. Oh, we gotta go see this next building. There's so many cool things to see. So there's another building back here. That building over there, I remember as a kid. We're gonna get to that one in a second. It's very neat. Porch renovation has been done on this building. So it's currently closed to renovate it. This is the generator building. When the light station was first constructed, they all had an accompanying outbuilding with 2 rooms where they used to store wood and tools. The smaller room was called the privy, the family's outhouse. The light station was absorbed into the Coast Guard during the late 1930s, and they began to transmit navigational radio beacons from the lighthouse, much like they did at Jupiter Lighthouse, where they were able to capture signals that the German U-boats were sending off the coast of Florida as they were trying to sink our ships headed to Europe. All kinds of cool planing tools, an old extension ladder.
Ooh, linseed oil.
Linseed oil was used for a lot of things. There's even a boot cobbler's tools for fixing boots and shoes and things. All kinds of smaller tools. Oh, a Kohler, here's a Kohler, 2 Kohler generators is what these are actually in here. They appear to be 8-cylinder, or might just be 4-cylinder straight 4. I see at least 4 spark plugs.
Yes, still in business too.
Yeah, that one looks like it's still be used.
1940 Kohler generators. The original, 1935 model on the left is a similar model acquired in 2016. Please stay to replicate the original Coast Guard configuration. Ah. Yes.
One ran on kerosene, the other ran on gasoline, but gasoline proved to be the most efficient. I don't know why are we not surprised. So this room here would be the Coast Guard radio beacon house, or beacon room. Oh, check this out. There's people in there. Yes. They're not listening. So there's a crystal set radio, which I believe is this one over here. Morse code message teletype equipment. A ham radio transmitter. A couple special clocks. I don't know the significance of that. But, oh, Mercury. Mercury was in one of them. There's a wave meter. Oh, this is interesting. This is I'm not sure what this exact item is. Life preserver, see it now. This is from the Dutch merchant ship that I cannot pronounce the name of, but it was struck by 3 torpedoes from the German submarine U-109, or possibly from U-564. She was headed to Bombay, India, but she was sank about in 60 to 70 feet of water about 10 miles off of Cape Canaveral, so just down the coast. 48 perished, and this life preserver washed ashore here at Ponce Inlet. So this kind of reminds you of how close war came to Florida. Most people don't think of Florida and World War I or World War II, but there are many instances of U-boats being along our shores, both here and in the Gulf. And so this is one of the examples of that time. Alright, a little pump house side view of the lighthouse. Hopefully not to make you go straight down on the way up. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. Yeah. These? You don't remember these?
That's so cool.
Yeah. This is one of the rooms that I remember the most. I mean, like, I don't remember climbing on the house as a kid, but I remember this room and how massive this was, and just think it was so cool.
This is a captured mansion that was confiscated from a drug boat because it's painted red on the inside, so it limits how
much can be seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating.
Cool. Take a look at all these different harbor lights. This is in the building that has the big Fresnel, I wouldn't call it Fresnel, but I think it's Fresnel lens. But these are a bunch of the different types of lanterns, just displays of what they would have looked like. Different colors. There's a tealy green one there, there's a red one, a blue one. And then more of the modern type that we have with that orange color. They have to be leveled so that they work well. Coastal ones. Just all kinds of very interesting things about the lenses. Take another look at it here, and then we'll head down here in a second.
Our light has a special light characteristic. It flashes 6 times in 15 seconds. That's pretty fast. Every light on the shore has a different number of flashes. That's how they know where they are, because on the captain's chart, it'll say Ponce Inlet Lighthouse, 6 flashes, 15 seconds. Otherwise, you wouldn't know where you were if they were all the same. A lot of people don't know.
So we will head this way and go check that out and see what we see. So that was the main keeper's house. That's the first assistant keeper's house. And then would you believe that there's actually a second assistant keeper's dwelling? So that's what we're going to go check out, is the second keeper's dwelling, which is nice that there were so many of them. Good for, many times the lighthouse's outposts were kind of limited to a singular family. So having multiple people worked out pretty nice. This building at one point served as the first town hall for the town of Ponce Inlet. A lighthouse inspector's pennant. Oh, here, cool. This is all the lighthouse principal keepers. So we can see William Rowlandsky, I believe his name is. He started at Mosquito Inlet. I guess the name changed in about 1926 to become Ponce Inlet for sure. Thomas Patrick O'Hagan, John Lindquist, Charles L. Sisson, which I'm curious about that name because there's some roads that are named after that, so I have to check out that name. John B. Butler and Edward L. Mayer was the last principal keeper, and I believe his children were the last ones born at the lighthouse. Oh, this is cool. It shows what the shoes would have looked like in the era. Your friends would have been cats. School supplies, pretty cool. And toys like Veronica, marbles. Here's the pantry. Some old irons, an old scale, old premium crackers, saltines, different types of bottles, pine crown dairy it looks like, different spices, different remains are found in the keeper's trash bins. There's a shriveled up sweet potato, a gopher tortoise shell, fish bones, a rug beater. Get all the dust out of your rugs. Dust, sand here in Florida would be more of the issue. Some different uniforms. There's all this intriguing. A little writing desk. These are Coast Guard uniforms, circa 1920. Very nice navy blue color. Lots of brass buttons, some braid. Very nice looking. Some different shoes and items. Barometers and clocks. And this is actually a U.S. lighthouse establishment clock. It's pretty cool. Oh wow, this boat has just got through. Here's the administration building. Not sure what this was originally, or if it's just a building that's made to look like the others. I'm not sure what. But these are the Cuban refugee rafts that I remember seeing years ago. It's very interesting to learn a little bit about. These would have been pretty new when I saw them, because I don't remember them being this deteriorated. But these were very, very new. Because it had to have been like 96, 97 when we first came. And I remember seeing these. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because these washed ashore in 89. These I remember seeing. I don't remember seeing those necessarily. But these I remember seeing. That one was in 94. So that was one of the newest ones when we would have come. But I mean, imagine the desperation to get in this and float. I mean, and these ended up in, this washed up in Volusia County.
Right. So they actually were saved, as in that one.
Yeah. That used to be an Orange Life Vest. Not anymore. But imagine washing up. But yeah, they would have been rescued, but then they left the and it just continued coming up the coast. It's crazy. So there's a little nature trail that you can walk along, and if I understand correctly, it tells a little bit about the history of a famous cat here at the beach named, or at the lighthouse. What was his name? Nellie? No? Something like that. So supposedly there's like storyboards type things set up along the way that you can check out. So we're gonna walk through the sand and get sand in our shoes and see if we can see those. Just see what that is about. So this is the start of the storybook trail. Currently the books are not available. They're trying to get some more. But it tells the story about the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse cat. So let's go learn about the story of Nellie the cat. So we come to the first picture and find, with a stretch and a purr, Nellie sleepily opens one eye and checks on the lighthouse. For over 100 years, black and white cats have been a part of life at the lighthouse. And Nellie is one of those cats. Oh.
Got barbed wire.
Oh.
It's over.
I see that now.
Yeah.
So here's another part about the cat. She's I'm not sure how that cat is being held. She was a friend of the lighthouse keeper kiddos. And she had a job to do. Let's see if they tell us more about Nellie's job of assuming eating rodents that would try to eat the food of the lighthouse keeper. Would not be too impressed by that, understandably. Yes, the job of the lighthouse keeper cat is to make sure that there are no pests at the lighthouse. Her green eyes would peer beneath the house, and she would hiss and speak. Cats can talk. Yeah. Lighthouse cats also protected the children by keeping away dangerous creatures like snakes. Yeah, good job, Nellie. You should do that. Oh, a turtle makes an appearance in the story of Nellie. It's Leon, a gopher tortoise, a very rare reptile. He makes his home underground, and possibly along this trail, the right time of day, right conditions, you might get to see a descendant of any tortoises that Nellie might have seen. Some more bird friends and Willie. So we missed one page just for sake of time. We're gonna come check out this next one. Oh, there's a lizard friend. She likes to chase the lizards and the butterflies. And the lizard is on her nose. Oh no, poor lizard. Probably gonna get hurt. It's 175 feet tall, 203 steps. Very nicely kept pathway along here to be able to read the story of Nellie. They have it laid out really well so you can tell where the story is going, where you need to head to next. So a more futuristic version here. Nellie always gets to see different people, different languages. She was taking pictures with them many, many years ago. Oh, there's a little area where they can do a story out here. Nice. Oh, it's a very busy day. The sun is beginning to set. She tries to find what the people are looking for. Let's go see what they're looking for. It appears to be the lighthouse at night. If you've ever driven through Ponce Inlet, through Daytona, New Smyrna, and you look out, you can see the lighthouse at night, which is pretty cool. Suddenly a bright orange glow lights up the sky. It gets bigger and bigger, and the space shuttle is rising into the sky. That would have been awesome to have been able to see. A rocket launch, or shuttle launch would have been fantastic. Nowadays, a rocket launch, I don't know if they're open and they allow you to do that, but that would be really, really neat to be able to see a launch from up there on the top of the lighthouse. That would be pretty impressive. But after the excitement of the shuttle launch, the people come down, and she tells them good night. She curls up to watch the spinning light as she dreams of more adventures at the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse. And then the last page here tells a little bit of some of the facts about the lighthouse. When it first opened in 1887, it's made of over 1 million bricks. It takes over 200 steps to reach the top. Ponce Inlet was named for Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon, who explored the Florida coast in 1513, and Nelly is named after the Fresnel lens. And this is, I guess, where they buried some of the cats over the years. There was Ambassador, TC, Nosy, Missy, Rambo, Mama, and of course, Nellie Rose, who was the last of the lighthouse cats who passed away in 2019. So hopefully you enjoyed our quick look at the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse here in Ponce Inlet, Florida, just a little bit south of Daytona Beach, north of the Space Coast. If you have any questions about it, leave them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer those questions if we are able. And make sure you're subscribed here to Ant on the Move, because we are going to try to show you the other building that the Lighthouse Association, I'm not sure what to call them, but what they have as well here at hotels. We're going to show you that in our next video, so make sure you're subscribed so you see that video here on the channel.